Recorded live from the floor of the Palm Room during VCG's annual conference in sunny Orlando, Florida, join Jeff and Aaron as they pull in friends from across the country, share insights from the week's events, and more than likely dive deep on all the stuff they did at Disney World. So sit back, relax, and reflect on 2024 with us. Your secret VCG experience starts now.
Oh, we're rolling. Austin already gave us the cue. We're rolling.
Yeah. What do you want to start with today? We got to get a guest in here. Austin, you might have to go fish them out. You can probably see them all behind us. Can you see through that glass on the camera? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then you can see all of the employees back there that don't want to come talk to us. What if we just sit here the whole time? Nobody comes in. Who's your guess?
Yeah.
We'll give you 3 names. Who's the first person that wants to come sit down?
Oh, wow. The first person who wants to come sit down. That wants to come sit down.
They're going to plop down,
Boy,
eager.
This is hard.
It's not that hard. You're trying to balance being polite.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to. First thing I'm assessing is, will they see this?
Yes. Well, they probably will.
This guy right
because
here.
they're going to sit down. They got to even work here.
I'll tell you who it's going to be is Mayor Tatum.
I hope. I invited him. I texted him actually just when I was up in the room before I came down and asked him if he would come on because he never has.
Well, I have great news for you. He's right over your right shoulder.
God bless. You saw him. They cheated. He cheated. He saw you coming.
Mayor Tatum, sit down here.
We were
Throw a
trying
headset
to.
on.
We were having a contest to guess who would be the first person to sit down as our guest, and he said, "I think it would be Mayor Tatum."
I'm always on time, boys. That's what happens. Oh, God.
Did I get it on you?
Nope, you're good. Promise.
Little trade secret. You keep the wine under the table sometimes.
Trade secret, you keep a bottle in your inside pocket.
Oh wow!
Right?
Look at that. Mayor
Did
Tatum,
I
can you
bring
hear
that
us
bottle
okay?
in?
I can. Well, I can hear you guys whether or not we have these on or not.
This was. I guess I should probably finish this.
I mean, why not?
That's just sparkling water.
Yeah.
Mayor Tatum, welcome to Florida.
Thanks, man. Can you scoot that box that way just a
Oh,
hair?
absolutely.
Thank
yeah.
you.
There
Perfect.
go.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Don't come on our podcast. Start making demands already.
Look, there's reciprocity of mayors in this town. I know the mayor of Orlando.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I believe you.
I do.
This guy's worldwide. I'm not joking. I've known so many stories, and we're good friends anyway. But
Yeah. But way before Village Caregiving.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could go to the moon, and you would know somebody there.
That's
like
why
everywhere you
my
go.
kids will not go anywhere with me.
I see.
My wife or my kids, either one, nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a time commitment when you run into everyone.
It
that
is
you
a
know,
time
right?
commitment, and also it just is. It's taxing sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Didn't you go to Scotland not long ago because
went-
that's your heritage?
We
and
went to Scotland, and we're actually going to Tatum Parish.
right.
Yeah, we're going to Tatum Parish at the beginning of next year.
Who do you think you're going to know there?
Well, I've already emailed the council members.
See,
I've already emailed them. I'm going. There's only like 396 people in Tatum Parish, so I've already emailed the council members and said,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Be ready.
Yeah, like.
What would be an acceptable level of welcoming for you once you arrive in Tatum Parish? What?
Probably are we going to be honest?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what
Shot
this
a crown and let's sit down and talk. I'm good with that.
Well,
I mean, it's true. No, in all
Yeah.
honesty, I just want to learn it. And Tiffany was so cool about it. She's the one who did all the research.
this is your wife.
My wife, yeah,
Okay,
Tiffany,
yeah.
my wife. She's the one who did all the research and said, we did the ancestry thing, and then she starts studying about where I'm actually from, and she says, we're going to your hometown. And I said, well, it's not very exciting because it's in Virginia and it's
Sure.
a really small place. And she goes, no, Tatum Parish. And I said, Tatum Parish, where's that? And she goes, well, it's Tatum, Tatham. Your surname is Tatum. Tatum. So your name came for Tatham.
Yeah.
And she goes, we're going to your family's hometown where your heritage is. And I said, get out. Really? Are we?
Yeah.
So she planned it all, man.
Wow.
It's cool. It's cool. I mean, she's awesome, and I'm looking forward to it.
that is an amazing gift.
Yeah,
huh?
what an awesome
Let,
gift.
no, you know what? Look, I'm not even saying this because he's sitting here. My
You want
50th
this?
birthday with no, I'm good. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Sometimes you sprint the whole marathon.
That's true. You're right.
Okay.
Anyway, so my 50th birthday is in Barboursville at a place we all hang out.
Yeah.
At 1861, and they're going. Jeff and Sarah are going out of town, and he calls and says, I want you to meet me at 1861 in a few minutes. I said, okay. Walk in. He's like, here, man, I got you something. I open the bag, and it's an '85 Dodgers NLCS signed ball by the Dodgers. I'm a huge
Big
Dodgers
Dodgers
fan.
fan.
I'm a huge Dodgers fan. This guy gets me this ball. I don't even know what to say. Like, there
Sure.
are gifts and then there are gifts.
Absolutely.
This is a guy who I text I'll be watching Andy Griffith, and I text him because we have the same affinity for Andy Griffith. And like the other night, I texted him about Otis. He's trying to impress his family.
Oh.
And they actually deputize him. He cleans up for his family coming into town. And then I text him the picture of Otis on the screen. He's like, man, that's a hard one to watch. I'm like, what? Oh, that's right. Because Otis, they go through this whole big emotional thing. And I'm like, oh, man. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, it's a good
Yeah.
one. It's
Turns out Otis, the town drunk,
Yeah.
his brother's the town drunk back where
back
he
home.
lives.
And he was faking them out. He was faking Otis out, too.
Ah.
He was trying to make himself a big shot.
And how did they find out?
They probably,
He was at first he didn't believe that
No,
Otis could
right.
be the deputy.
Right, that's
He's
true.
very skeptical.
Yeah.
I see.
Right? So then he finally kind of just can't believe it, and it's too much for him to handle, and he goes back to his drinking ways, stumbles in, hammered into the courthouse there, and thus the tough part comes in.
Yeah, oh, man.
Otis has a talk with him, and he just says,
oh,
something to the effect of, Ralph, I'm disappointed in you. It's really kind of heartbreaking.
no, it's brutal. It's brutal. There's a lot of lessons in that show, but man,
Yeah.
that one was tough.
I'm telling you, when so we watched that every morning before we got on the school bus. Dad would have that
Oh,
on
yeah?
TBS
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
7 to 7:30, and I've always said my dad is the Andy Griffith of Haverhill, Ohio. And I've
like
said
it.
that for
I like it.
1,000 years.
I
He's
like
just a
it.
fair and just man.
Yeah.
Doesn't have highs or lows. He's just an even-keeled Andy Griffith-like
Yeah.
character.
Bill Gustin.
Yeah.
Shout out, Bill.
And
Shout out to Bill. I
He's
like
the man.
It. I like it. I
yeah.
like it.
But boy, when Otis shoots that bird out of that tree, I mean, it's just
Opie?
Yeah, I'm sorry. when
Opie
Opie
shoots the bird out of the tree. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Andy,
That'd be an interesting episode
yeah,
if
boy, that'd
Otis
been-
had done it.
yeah.
It would have been. You're right.
When they have that
You're right.
conversation, I'm just like, I remember getting on the bus that day and being like, oh my
Was that
God.
the one that was the most emotional for you?
Yeah, for sure. As
Was
a child.
Otis, where he gives his brother the speech, the most emotional for you?
No, there's several episodes where I almost can't. I literally can't watch them. I'd be the millionth time I've watched it. I cry every time.
Mine is where Opie's trying to get money to buy the coat for the little girl, and his dad thinks it's something different. Like he's trying to get himself a new toy.
Sure.
You know, Opie, now I know you want to buy yourself a new toy. And he goes, but Dad, I'm trying to buy this girl a coat. He goes, what are you talking about? Well, she doesn't have a coat.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God. It's so bad.
That's when he just shakes
No,
his
I'm
head.
just
He
like,
says,
I know.
Well, I've done it again.
Well, I've done it again. That's it.
Opie
man.
says, what, Paul? He says, oh, just not understanding. He just gives him a hug.
No, he goes, Mary
like
goes, I ate crow.
Yeah.
I'm eating crow again. Something like that.
I'll
put
be
my
having
foot in the mouth.
crow.
Yeah, that's it. I'll be having crow. That's it.
What's your favorite comedy scene from that show?
Oh, my favorite episode of all
Yeah.
time is Jimmy the Goat, Bluey. Remember?
Yeah,
They
Goat
goat
eats
eats
dynamite.
the dynamite,
Dynamite,
and
yeah.
Barney keeps going, Bluey, Bluey. And then they harmonica walk this goat out of town like the Pied Piper with
Yeah.
with their,
That goat just kept walking into places. I think mine was the choir scene.
Oh, that's
when
a
they
good
were-
one.
When they were trying to find the bad
Rafe Hollister
singer.
sings. Rafe is doing it backstage, and Barney's actually thinking he's singing. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That microphone is hot.
Yeah.
And your voice projects through this auditorium.
You need to sing really low, Barney. Real low, Barney.
Or when the car, the steering wheel. They
Oh,
bought
where the
lemon.
snake's
Yeah.
out. Mrs. Lash. He buys the lemon from Mrs. Lash, who ends up being a car thief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's a good one.
Because his car's course is a wreck. It stinks. It smells like gas. We're like, I smell gas. You smell gas? I smell gas. I smell gas. I smell. Barney says, yeah, you smell gas. We all smell gas. We think this car runs on coal. All right, we got to get serious.
All right,
Yeah,
okay,
we
let's
can.
get
talk.
serious.
Yeah.
I don't know what village caregiving.
Yeah.
Barboursville. Thank you for coming down here to Orlando.
No, let me tell
That's
you.
really special, man.
I will
Seriously,
tell
thank
you guys, and I've told everyone this since the day that we talked about this. You guys were in Seattle planning this conference.
Yeah.
And over time, as you guys have grown, we're now, 22, 24 states, whatever number
Yeah.
is. As you guys have grown and you guys bring people to town, I've really made an effort to get to where you guys are bringing your people to, whether it's 1861 or Bruno's or wherever.
Get up here on
Just-
that mic. In
just-
case you say something really good, I want to make sure it gets
All
recorded.
right. Well, I've made a real effort to get there to meet your people, and I think it goes to part of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and it's not long. I'm not going to be long-winded, but part of what I wanted to see in Barboursville is what I see in you guys. And I mean that in the most sincere way, meaning that everything that you guys do and the way that you run your business is exactly how I have desired to and have tried to run the town that way. Meaning that we're sitting here in Orlando tonight, right? But my mind is still back thinking, what's the next great thing that I'm going to do for my people in Barboursville? And you guys are thinking, what do we do with our caregivers to get the next great level of care for the people we serve? Sure. And I know that. I come out of healthcare. So everything that you guys do embodies exactly what I would do as mayor or intern in healthcare. I started out in healthcare early in my career, stayed there for a while, but I will tell you, and I've told other people this, if I was not the mayor of my town and I was at a point where I was looking for somewhere to go, I'd come and work with you guys. I'd come and work for you guys. I believe in you guys that much, and I'm telling you, I've seen it grow from the time the building permits were issued at the city when I was first mayor. You guys were in counties. Now you're in states.
Sure.
And I can't tell you, and I'm, again, not because you're sitting here, I tell everyone how proud I am of you guys. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm so excited for what you guys are doing. I can't tell you how terribly excited I am that it's happening in our town. Yeah. And then you guys asked me to come and speak. I almost cried. This is one of the things, man.
That's like the nicest thing anybody's ever said. I mean, thank you. First, you know what my first thought is when I hear you say that? That's really nice. Thanks. You run the town like we run the company and stuff. I don't want to launch us back into it, but it's kind of those same Andy Griffin values.
It is. No, you're right. It's exactly that.
Doing the right thing and taking care of people.
Totally doing the right thing.
You're right. Well,
what's cool about it, the coolest part for me about the parallels that run between all what you guys do and what I do, is you can have an impact right now. If somebody comes to you and says, we want to do this or I need this, you can do it right now. You guys as a company can do it right now for your clients. As a mayor, being in the closest form of government to the people, I can do something right now for the people who live in my city. If I'm in the House of Delegates, if I'm on the county commission, if I'm in Congress, if I'm in Senate, how many other people do I have to talk to to get something done? At a snap of a finger, we take care of the people we take care of, and that's what we want to do. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job. Barboursville's thriving. I heard somebody the other day tell me, the Eastern Panhandle has kind of had a lot of prosperity and success, right? And then the rest of the state's kind of a mixed bag. Some places are depressed and going the wrong direction. Yeah. Barboursville's not one of them.
No, and you know what? Other places that I really see that need to have prosperity, not parallel to us or are doing what we're doing. I'm just saying they need to have their own prosperity. They've kind of stalled out. They started out, and they were on this projection to go up, and then it stalled out. I'm not sure what the reason is. For me, I just want to keep momentum going.
Yeah.
And the thing about how important local business has been to us, I love them all. Of course, I love them all that's in town. But you know where I love more is my downtown area where all of the people that I see every day do business. I see Jeff, Matt, Ben. I mean, I see all of you guys all the time.
We walk down to the post office.
That's it, man.
It's like
it is
small town American TV
walk
show.
Walk down to Wally's.
Right. It's no joke.
No,
I mean, something about that must resonate with us because, and he'll tell you, we're here in Orlando, okay? Yeah. For those who don't get the context, right? And it's our annual meeting, and there will be people come in from 20-plus states all over the country.
Yep.
And there's hundreds of people here. And so sometimes someone will say, because I'm one of the founders of the company, and it started from nothing, guys. I mean, like we didn't get a bunch of venture capital money to launch some big business, right? Yeah. And they'll say, God, this is so surreal. Did you ever think that there would be this many people here? And like, how does this feel to you? The truth is, it doesn't really hit me that way. Just being honest, I'm not trying to sound cold.
Is it like, no, I don't mean it like to sound cold or arrogant either, but do you feel like you're doing what you expected you should do?
Yeah, something about an entrepreneur, you have to have a certain self-belief to even
100%.
get going.
Yeah, 100%.
So that same self-belief is the thing that makes you, and it might be like delusional on some level, it makes you believe you're going to get to this point. So when I see it, of course, I might give kind of a more humble answer and be like, yeah, it's pretty wild, huh? But inside, the truth is I'm kind of like, well, this is what I was hoping for and planned for. Yeah, I mean, I expected this. But what I didn't really ever think about in the moments that is surreal to me, I will text him sometimes, like late at night whenever I see a clip. Yeah, he'll vouch for this. Like
This is true.
Like the North Dakota Today Show. And our director will be on a show in North Dakota talking about this company from Barboursville, West Virginia.
Sure.
It's when I hear that phrase. It isn't even Village Caregiving, the company that I made with Matt and Andrew. It's when I hear my hometown referenced that way, and I'm like, there are places, like big shows all over the country talking about our little town.
Right. Exactly.
That is surreal to me. That's like when it clicks
Right.
in, and I text you, I'm like, look how cool this is.
I think that's me too. Like when you see, those are the kind of aha moments for me too. I mean, there's payoff moments for me, like when somebody will call you and say, man, I really appreciate what you did for my mom and dad, or whatever. You guys get those same type things.
Yeah.
But when you see that type of thing,
Sure.
and it's a little more global than just where you're sitting, it's a big deal. I mean, it's exciting for one, and then you go, oh my God, right? It's an oh my God moment.
That's the kind of like, that's why you get out of bed every day and you do all the hard work and take care of the folks and live out the purpose and the values. And then there's just some moments, right, where you're just like, wow, this is pretty crazy. And you're proud of it, and I am proud of it.
I told you from the beginning when you guys did this that I tell everyone when I go to qualify this. I've been to the layman's term is it's the president of the Mayor's Association of West Virginia. There's 231 cities, and they bring all their city clerks and their councils and all that. And I've been president of that organization. When they call me to say we want you to do this at our conference, that's when I got nervous. I mean, because it's important to me, and I don't mean it like I don't mean.
Better be. There's a roast attached to this.
Oh, great. Great. No, but that's one of the things that's like I got nervous about it because, and I'm not saying the association of cities doesn't mean anything, but like this is one of those moments that it's real. It started in my hometown. It started with people from my hometown.
Sure.
And this is one of those moments that you get to show off. You guys are showing off your business. You guys are showing off your people, and you're also showing off the town that you originated in. And that's when I go, holy cow, man, it's real to me. And I'm going to speak in front of this group of people where this company started. And I'm just this guy they're actually letting run a town.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm playing Office someday.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get it.
That's cool. Well, we used to have our annual meeting, right? And it would be very, very work intensive, like in the weeds.
Sure.
It's Excel spreadsheets up
Right.
there. Like when
Right.
you're doing payroll,
Right.
put this in this box.
Yeah.
At some point, it just turned into, you know what, let's just go down there and just have a celebration, basically.
And
That's
you
what it
know
is.
what?
Let's celebrate the year and the success that we had and how good all these people are. And that's just more fun anyways.
But how important is it? How important has it become that you've changed that model instead of being labor intensive
Sure.
or whatever?
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of feedback along the way. We've done micro meetings, right? We've done regional meetings, local meetings, and it constantly comes back to what do you remember most about that? What did you enjoy most about that? Was the team building efforts that we did, the connections that we made across. Because in some ways our offices are somewhat isolated, right?
Yeah.
They work sometimes within regional capacities if they're close enough to each other, but sometimes there's hours and hours apart between some of these offices. So to be able to come to these events, we could bore them with a lot of information, a lot of KPIs. We could go over a lot of spreadsheets, or we could find opportunities to just build connections among them. And those are the things that seem to get them through the hard days, is those friendships,
It
right?
is, right?
Yeah.
And the thing for you guys, and I see this when they're in town,
yeah.
they're not, there's nobody there's nobody in crisis mode. There's nobody in this mundane mood, if you will. You guys are all there just talking about stuff that's going on. And it's not this, what you said, labor intensive or spreadsheet intensive thing. Just tell us how things are going and, how we're doing.
Sure.
I think it's important that, and I think it's super cool that you all do that, because I can tell that all of your people are engaged. And that's the other thing. That's one of the things I tell people about when I tell people about Village is that, man, if I wasn't mayor, that's the place I'd want to be, and I mean that. Like
Sure.
you guys embody everything in terms of how a business should operate that I totally believe in. I am all in with what you guys do.
Thank you. I hope we live up to it.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
you get a long way to go.
I'll pump you up for a second, too. Whenever you say that you've met people when they come into town, thank you for being a mayor who's actually out there with the people all the time and not just tucked away in his house or in some office or something. I bet you've already met 50 or 100 people that will be here tonight.
I've spoken to them all since I've been here Saturday. They're
Well,
like, hey,
even
I
in
met you in
Barboursville.
1861. I'm
Exactly.
like, yes,
Right.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say real quick, we have a lot of folks come in town, right? We have
Yeah,
different
of course.
reasons. They'll come in to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
They come in for training. We've had meetings at the home office. And so many people, when we talk about coming back to the home office,
Yeah.
they talk about they love coming back to Barboursville. And there's just something special about it. And part of that, I think, is the home office, right? They come in, and it's a fun place. But so much of it is we were having a dinner the other night at Bruno's, right? And we had all the operations team was in town. And you'd been out hanging Christmas lights with your team that day, right?
I was legit hanging Christmas lights.
Yeah,
yes.
we're in the back of Bruno's eating dinner, and Mayor pops in, and it's
I've
like,
got
hey,
a sweatshirt on. I look like hell.
No.
I mean, it was so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just that is a proven point of you. You were out. It was late in the evening. You were off work, right? I mean, if there's such a thing as a mayor clocking out,
Yeah,
you had
I know what
clocked
you
out
mean.
for the day, right?
Yeah.
And you came back and made sure that you said hi, and that just. It makes our job so much easier in recruitment and in retention when part of that visit coming to Barboursville, they're just a welcomed environment, whether that's from the mayor coming over and saying hello.
If you're, and I know you guys do this, if you're loyal to your people, they're gonna be loyal to you.
Yeah.
And that's so important, especially in what you guys are doing, because they've vested themselves in what your mission is.
Sure.
Aaron, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please do.
What is today? December the 9th.
Yeah. Ish.
Almost Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, you live in Ironton, Ohio,
Oh, it's a great city.
so you might not be familiar with, it is a great city. You know the mayor of Ironton?
I do know the mayor.
You
of
know
Ironton.
Sam.
I know Sam, but I also know the former mayor of Ironton. It was
You have Katrina Keith, Bob
Cleary. I knew Bob Cleary very
yeah.
well. But yeah, I know Sam.
John Elam. Yeah.
I didn't know John that well. I knew Sam. I knew Bob Cleary probably the better of any of them, but I met
Still
Sam.
councilman.
Yeah, right. Yeah, still
His
councilman.
wife
yeah.
was my
yeah.
kid's teacher. in
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
Small town.
Yeah.
Sorry.
2 degrees of separation.
You ever met anybody you never met before? Just kidding.
I don't know how to answer
Anyways,
that.
yeah, that's Yogi Berra type of line
right?
for you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, December the 9th.
So anyway,
Christmas.
Christmas is around the corner.
It is.
This gentleman here will sometimes get challenged on the Christmas music that he plays over the speakers there around town. And let me tell you, if you've never seen his response online, it's the most aggressive comeback. Like, no, it will be playing all day and now louder just because you said that. And it's Christmas time, folks.
Just
Scrooge.
doubles
You
down.
don't back
Scrooge.
Right. Oh, he triples down.
Who knew that the PA system Christmas music could be so controversial?
Well, you know, I will tell you the short and abridged version of the craziest call I ever caught.
Okay.
We did the Christmas light tour through the park. You know, you drive through there, and and we've been doing it a few years. And the students at the VOTEC had done these cutouts. You can do silhouettes with them and all that.
Sure.
One of them's a major scene, of course, right? So the next year, everything's taken down, getting ready, and all be put back up. We've been open maybe 2 nights, and I get this phone call in the office, and it's a lady. I mean, she is hot. Is this the mayor? Well, yes, ma'am, it is.
What was she so mad about?
Well, you're gonna love it when I tell you why. This is the
Okay.
most bizarre story I've ever told. This is the most bizarre call I've ever gotten, and how it ends is even better.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Is this the mayor?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, it is. Can I help you?" And she goes, "I want to talk to you about the Christmas lights
Oh, boy.
in the park." And
Okay.
I said, and she goes, "There's a problem." And I said, "Well, were you driving through there? Were they off when you went there? What, something things happened?
Trip on a string
right?
of 'em?
Whatever." And she goes, "No." She goes, "There's a particular decoration, and it's not in place." And I said, "You mean it's just not there anymore? Was it something that you liked? Was it whatever?" And she goes, "No, it's the manger scene." And I said, "So the manger scene's not there? I can understand why you're mad." And she goes, "No, it's not prominently placed anymore." And I said, well, ma'am, I actually don't go out and tell them where to put each decoration. And she goes, well, it's not where it was. And because it's not where it was prominently placed, you don't love Jesus. Click.
Oh.
Just like that. And I went, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
You don't love Jesus. That's actually what she told me.
Did you put it down by the porta-john?
No.
How bad a place did he have to put this?
After I went and looked at it, I was like, it's kind of in a wooded area. They put some hay around it, and they've kind of dressed it up. I said, I think it's kind of appropriate. And during COVID, we drove Santa around. People couldn't come and see Santa. So I drove him through the town in my Jeep.
Yeah.
And this lady emails me and says, we had no idea that Santa was even coming. There was no music playing. And when he finally did show up to our house, Santa wasn't jolly enough.
Oh,
I bet you,
Santa.
you know,
I can't begin to tell you how
that's a life
happy
of
that made me.
That's a life of a mayor, isn't it?
And I mean, I was like, first of all, you're dumbfounded, right?
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
It makes you wonder what your friend in the Orlando mayor house is listening to.
I
today.
can't even
Wonder
can't
what
even
the
imagine.
good people of Orlando is upset about today.
Can't even imagine. No.
It's like our buddy Sean. He'll sometimes say, he used to be manager of the restaurant there. He'd say, I could come out, I could hand him a bar of gold. And they'd say, what is this? I want silver.
I told somebody I could stand out on the street corner and hand out $100 bills, and somebody be mad it wasn't 520s.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway.
got change?
Yeah, right.
Well, Mayor.
Guys,
seriously,
I appreciate
Yeah, we
seriously.
can't thank you enough.
No, I appreciate you having me on.
Did you have something
Thanks.
else?
No. I was going to make a joke that
Go
probably
ahead.
needed to be edited
You
anyway.
got to do
We'll
it.
end there.
You got to do it now.
No, not going
All right.
We'll do it
You
off.
had your chance.
We'll do
You
it
don't
off
say you
camera.
had your chance to take the shot.
Now, here's
I
the
would've
rule.
taken
Whenever
it.
you leave, it's like, big time wrestling. You
Yeah.
got to go there and tap somebody.
Yeah,
tap
send
them
someone
in.
in.
Oh, who you want?
Yeah,
I'll get
that's up
whoever
to
you want.
surprises.
That's
You
up to
point
you.
me at somebody, and I'll make him come over here.
I don't want to know. It's
All
got
right,
to be
all
a
right,
surprise.
done. I'll do it. I'm gonna get you somebody.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Hey,
thank you,
thanks for
guys.
all the nice
Yeah,
stuff you
yeah,
said.
no,
Thanks
well,
for coming down.
You're
Hold on a
paying me
second.
later,
I got
right?
one more thing.
Pay me later, right?
What?
This is endorsed trip. Like,
Oh,
I'm getting paid.
Right.